I'm Aaron,
And I'm Eric.
and this is the new norm. Hey, everyone. We've been talking a lot about what we're doing to get through the times that we're in right now. But one of the things we want to cover in this series is also how do we want to come out of it? To kick off that kind of topic, we wanted to talk a little bit about how we all want to come out of this from a health perspective. And we're not talking about avoiding getting coronavirus. We're talking about things like what we're eating and how we're exercising, which is a really tough topic in the best of times and an even tougher topic right now. So we wanted to chat a little bit about that. And I want to start by asking you, Eric, how are you thinking about your health and how you want to come out of this?
Yeah, it's a great question, Aaron. I think over the last 2 weeks that I've kind of been held up at the house, I don't know that I've put a whole lot of thought into it. It wasn't until this last couple days when I grabbed my fourth serving of Fig Newtons and when and went out for a walk with the kids after hours that I realized I'm personally not happy with kind of the path that I'm going down. And to me, I guess to your point, it's less about maybe the food intake, but the overall quality and the way I'm caring for myself. I'm going for these short walks throughout the days. I'm not getting the gym in that I'm so accustomed to. So I need to be more aware, probably first and foremost, of the snacking that I'm doing. I find I'm sitting in this chair 8, 10 hours a day, and the snacking is comfortable for me, and I need to get out of that. But I also need to get out and start working out, running. There's a lot of different outdoor options that I'm not taking advantage of right now. What about yourself?
Yeah. Well, for those of you who know me, know that I run, not a ton, but I try to get in a few miles a few times a week, at least. And I go to the gym fairly regularly in the normal times. I tend to eat relatively healthy, not obsessively healthy, but I try to be a generally healthy person. I think for me, one of the challenges has been not necessarily keeping up with the things that I want to keep up with, but how to let go of the things that, frankly, right now aren't high priorities, and giving myself a little bit more room to indulge in things that maybe help me keep my sanity a little bit better and not worry so much about health. So it's been a real struggle to sort of balance those things and keep things moving in a place that feels healthy but doesn't focus too much on it. So, why don't you tell us a little bit about what are the things you have been doing or that you want to be doing to sort of keep yourself in a healthy place?
So I think you bring up a good point, right? We need to come out of this at least in the same mindset than the way we went into it. And so I think there is a healthy level, probably again to your point of letting in a little bit to some of those desires. In my case, we've got all sorts of Fig Newtons in the house, and I'm really enjoying that because it's not something that we've had in the past. But for me, if I'm going to give in that area to feel good about myself physically, there are some things that I need to do to care for myself, whether that be the weight bench in the garage or going for a
Right.
jog after hours. Again, not things I'm doing as well as I'd like to right now. And I feel like we're 2 weeks in. This is probably as good a time as any for me to hit the reset button. But for me personally to do that, I need to let people know. I need to go have a conversation with my wife and tell her I'd like to be more focused on what I'm eating and I'd like to exercise 3 to 4 times a week. But it's hard for sure. What about yourself?
Yeah, I've been trying to keep running up a little bit. Obviously, the gym's out. I'm not going to the gym at all. Um, I try to run a few times a week, but frankly, my kid's at home. My 6-year-old is at home from school. She needs a lot of attention right now. She's not getting any socialization. My wife is at home with us as well. She works from home all day. We need to be there for each other more. So I have been tempering the running a little bit because a lot of that time I need to rededicate. But I have been running. Eating wise, I've been trying to, yeah, sort of limit snacking, not think so much about meals, but just we've been trying not to buy a lot of snacks for the house just so that we don't eat them all. Keeping produce in the house, keeping stuff like that we can snack on when we need something without really hitting that line too much. I think the stuff that we are doing though is one thing. I also want to talk about what are the things that we're not doing. That we just said, you know what, we're going to give ourselves some space on this. Brooke, what are the things that you're just purposefully not worrying about health wise to sort of help you through this a little bit?
Yeah, that's a great question. And I think probably the easy answer is we're not so focused on we saved dessert as a family for Saturdays. And I feel like as a family, myself included, giving into that hey, we've gotten through another day. We've
Yeah.
gotten through another day here in Minnesota that's still relatively cold or rainy. You guys haven't gone out. Let's celebrate that. And so I've given into that, especially with the kids, that again, desserts were for Saturdays or Sundays, and we're just digging into that candy bag every night.
Yeah.
And that's been a big one for us. What about your family?
Yeah, we've been cooking mostly at home, like a lot of folks. But we are trying to let ourselves go out and just indulge in some takeout from time to time, both to support our local businesses as well as to maybe just get something that maybe is horrible for us, but just will make us feel a little better. Um, you know, things like watching TV. Yeah, it would be great to go out and run around and get some energy out and exercise. But I think right now, just kind of, snuggling on the couch with the 6-year-old a little bit is as important as anything else. And yeah, just letting go of some of my more health routine stuff because, as I said before, my family needs me to be here and I need them more than ever. So really taking some of that time that I used to spend on myself and now spending it just on the family as a whole.
I love it. I love it.
Yeah.
That's great.
So those were our ideas. That's how we're approaching the concept of sort of health and how we want to come out of this whole thing health wise. But clearly, we don't have all the answers. And we want to hear from you all out there what you guys are doing, how you're thinking about health and fitness and nutrition while we're all under these kind of strange circumstances. So leave those thoughts and comments below in the video. We'd love to hear them. And we'd love to share your thoughts with the rest of the folks out there. So until next time, I'm Aaron,
And I'm Eric.
and this is the new norm.